From Assembly Magazine headquarters in Birmingham, Michigan, drones built like cars, high-speed Razor cartridge assembly, a possible $2 billion Toyota expansion, a high-speed press for EV production, and Tesla and BYD show two paths to EV manufacturing scale. Today on Assembly News Now. Brought to you by Motion Index Drives, rotary index tables, precision link conveyors, weld positioning systems, tool tray shuttles, robot transfer units, and much more through your customized specifications. Learn more at www.motionindexdrives.com. We begin with the day's top story. Detroit's automotive supply base is helping shape the next phase of U.S. drone manufacturing. Birdstop CEO Keith Meow says the company moved to Michigan to tap into an industrial ecosystem already built to produce complex machines at scale.
Detroit led the last century of not only the American automotive industry, but the global automotive industry. And so it only makes sense that Detroit and Michigan has its ambitions on continuing to lead mobility into the next century, where mobility encompasses not just ground vehicles, but starts to get up into the air.
Since moving to Detroit, Birdstop has spoken with more than 100 automotive suppliers about components, machinery, and manufacturing processes.
79% of the components map to an identical or very, very similar component in a car.
Birdstop is betting that Detroit's manufacturing base can help build a new domestic industry around autonomous drone production. And now Assembly's Big Three stories. First, PIA Automation has developed a new high-volume assembly line for personal shaving razor cartridges. The system uses multi-blade stations and two parallel high-speed transport systems to handle thin, hardened, and sharpened blades at high output rates. The line automates blade singulation, insertion into the cartridge frame, in-feed, out-feed inspection, and packaging. Next, Toyota is considering a possible $2 billion expansion near its existing manufacturing plant in San Antonio. The project, codenamed Project Orca, could include a new assembly line and 2,000 new jobs. The expansion could mean more than $950 million invested in machinery and equipment. In hopes of making it a reality, the city has approved $122 million in incentives. And rounding out the Big Three, Seat and Cupra have installed a PXL press. The press produces body parts for Cupra and Volkswagen and can make up to 4 million parts per year, operate at 15 strokes per minute, and complete fully automated die changes in about 5 minutes. Seat says each stamping cycle can generate about 3,000 data points, which the company plans to use for production control, maintenance, and future predictive process improvements. Finally today, factories in focus. John, a new analysis shows that competitive advantage in the EV market comes down to what numbers you look at.
That's right, JJ. Last year, Chinese automaker BYD overtook Tesla as the world's top seller of EVs, at least in terms of number of vehicles sold. However, when the automakers are ranked by revenue and profit per worker, a different story emerges, a contest of scale versus efficiency. BYD might produce more EVs than Tesla, but Tesla operates with fewer employees and generates more revenue per worker. That is the conclusion of new research by financial analysts Best Brokers. The firm gathered data on the 200 largest public companies in the world. Analysts computed annual revenue and net income for each company and then divided those figures by their total headcount. In addition, Best Brokers estimated how quickly each company generates $1 million in profit. Of those 200 companies, only 3 are automotive OEMs: Tesla, Toyota, and BYD. Toyota is the most efficient, generating more than $83,000 in profit per worker. This places it well ahead of both Tesla and BYD in productivity, despite being the oldest company in the group. Toyota also earns $1 million in profit every 17 seconds, making it the 16th best company in that statistic. Tesla is a different story. It generates more than $28,000 in profit per employee. BYD ranks last by a wide margin, earning just $5,300 in profit per employee, reflecting a more labor-intensive operating model. On the other hand, Tesla is slowest in terms of generating profit, taking about 138 minutes to generate $1 million in profit, which is more than 8 times longer than Toyota. BYD generates $1 million in profit every 113 minutes, which is 7 times slower than Toyota. Which business model is better? You be the judge. Back to you, JJ.
Thanks, John, and a special thank you to you, our viewers, for joining us today on Assembly News Now. We'll see you next month. This edition of Assembly News Now was brought to you by Motion Index Drives, a leading manufacturer of rotary, linear, and multi-axis precision indexing devices.